And everybody's righteous about their thing and thinks they're more right about everything than the next person. And, very obviously, there are levels of consciousness that are more harmonious. But if we are building ourselves, walking that path of defending the identity, defending it, defending the position, defending the knowingness, I would look into that. Because true nature doesn't need any defense. It just doesn't exist there. That doesn't happen. It is what it is. Water doesn't go around going, "I'm just really sorry, I'm so wet," or "I'm so much wetter than you." It's like we see how it is when we put it in like a metaphor like that. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah. And we have this noble want to be good. But it's like what Barb was reading from Ajahn, we're not beggars in this room. If we're constantly wanting, well, causeless love, let's remember, is unconditional and causeless. So if wanting is on the menu, then wanting is. Okay. Scarcity, lack, I'm not good. There's never a hammer that says you shouldn't behave like that, you shouldn't act like that from the ground of being. The ground of being is just like generative, causeless, giving, without self-consciousness. It shines because that's what it is, not because it's rewarding or giving, because that's the nature of it. So even if we have to accept it as an idea, we are good. I am good. This is good. There's a Buddhist temple up in Wallowa County, and Reverend Mado, we sat with her, Barb and I, and a few other friends quite a bit for a few years. She's an amazing Reverend Master Mado. She's one of the old school, leave your kids and family and go build a temple, and head for the hills, and old school sort of, the only female lineage in Zen, Soto Zen, Shasta Abbey. And she just goes around saying good. Like it's literally every word out of her mouth. Good, 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 good. At first I was like, what is happening, That's it. Good, 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 good. If you ever get a chance to go sit with her, I really recommend it. Beautiful. So even if that's just an idea at this point, and there's still all of the belief on top of it, let's go ahead and recognize that that's just believing. Or look into it, and don't take my word for it. Look into it. Look into it. Bring it in. Sit down. Look at how it is coming into being. You know, I never knew what the word ego meant. I still, wonder about it. But I was asked for an explanation, and so I could sit down and I could look at, like, okay, how does separateness actually come into being? How does that happen? And it may be different for you, but what was discovered here is believing a thought. Believing a thought is that's the sprout. I would believe, if I believed a thought, therein would be the separation. The believer, the knower, the feeler, and it would build its case. Self-generating. It self-generates. It's not an evil entity or anything, It's a function, a process in consciousness that's just tyrant. Tyrant. It's like infection. Honestly. Don't take my word for it. I look into it. How does it happen? Where does it come from? I believe that about these people. I believe that about this situation. Who? What is believing? What is, why is the attention so bound to that? Start finding, a lot of shoulds. Oh yeah. I had a really strange thought walking on the beach in Costa Rica this year that came out of freaking nowhere, because normally there's just not much thinking happening at all. And it was like, money is the root of all evil. I was like, okay. I just went back to the condo and went, I don't know if that's true. And a whole bunch of stuff came out of that, actually. Super interesting. Really unexpected. You know? Okay. There could have been, in another time and place here, the thought come in, by God, that's right. And then you figure out why it's right. And then you figure out who those evil assholes are with all the money, and then like, da da da. I mean, it could have been the whole thing. Just in an instant, just in a hair's breadth of perspective. Hair's breadth. But for some reason, something here is just super curious about all of that. And it's like, no, I don't know about that. So I invited it to tea, essentially. Like, why's that dropping in out there on Playa Azul? There was a lot there for this. And what happened after with like donations and support for the Sangha and that kind of thing was miraculous. Miraculous. So there was something in the way there. Totally I mean, so we can beat ourselves up in the process you know, and be critical and all of that, but I would encourage a gentle, like we're working, not everyone has had a toddler, but everyone's been one. Like we're working with a toddler who has a lot of neediness and just wants to be loved, seen, not told that it's like, man, I just really don't want you around right now. I'm going to build a case against you. Just one more thing, bear with me, and then we'll take a break. Because I was headed this way, and then this sense of separateness that wants to be good and wants to build a better world and have a better world and alleviate suffering and find peace, and that seeker, that noble do-gooder, that's all really beautiful and actually useful to a certain point. But there's no one there to be a bodhisattva. There's no one there to be a bodhisattva. It says it actually right in the Prajnaparamita Sutras. It's part of scripture in the Mahayana Buddhist tradition. The bodhisattva's mind is not frightened by the total absence of any recognizable, definable, or findable being called a bodhisattva. It couldn't be more true. We don't get to go through the finish line and get the blue ribbon. Oh God, it'd be great, but it doesn't happen that way. Who would that be? Would be the first question that would come to mind.